whispering in the trees. It's two shares and
this
they're
kind of
only...
situation, as you guys know, has always been around. Especially in recent years, it's been on the news a lot lately about, especially with this Burge guy. And I mean, we can sit here and we can come up with a variety of different different scenarios in which case, you know, sometimes going excessive means saving a life or something. But it's a touch and go situation. What do you guys think? I'm opening up the phone lines now. 219-845-1100, as well as opening up for traffic if you have traffic as well. What are you guys' thoughts and opinions on this? When do we cross the line? Is there a line to be crossed? When do cops go too far, in your opinion?
Hey, T-Rex, Dave from Highland.
Hey, Dave, what's going on, brother?
First of all, evidence doesn't prove somebody's guilt. The jury does.
Right.
If evidence proves someone's guilt, then that cop that was off duty, in quotation marks, that was absolutely beating the hell out of that 5-foot-tall bartender, if you remember that. They have him on tape, drunk, a 300-pound guy beating the hell out of a woman that's not even 100 pounds, on tape, showing it on the news, and they still had to use the word, he allegedly beat her. No, he pretty much beat the crap out of her. I can see it right now.
Exactly.
This is, you know, we're a nation of laws, and no one should be exempt, no matter if you're wearing a uniform or not. And I think you're going to find that the majority of policemen are extremely honest, upholding citizens, and most of them have probably have been a cop their entire life, and they're doing what they love, and they're really good at it. But, you know, we very rarely hear, you know, we very rarely hear the cop who helped a woman give birth in the backseat of a squad car. All we hear is stuff like Burge.
Oh,
you know?
man, where to start?
All right, buddy, go ahead.
I think for me, how I try to look at things is that what we have here is the law itself has been corrupted from its rightful use.
All right.
You know, the law is supposed to be there to protect our lives, our liberties, and our property. And what I see is the law is used to take our property and give it to others. The law is used to you know, basically take away people's freedom. You know, if you look back, prohibition did not work.
Right.
What it worked at was it successfully created a organized crime. And my argument would be that today's prohibition of drugs is doing exactly the same thing. You know, I'm not saying that it should be completely rampant, you know, free on the streets, but there are all kinds of drugs that are available through prescriptions.
Right.
That if available to the average public, sure, it wouldn't be a good thing, but somehow we managed to control it. And the thing is we're paying $70,000 a year to keep people incarcerated for nonviolent offenses. 1 in 100 Americans is in prison. 1 out of 30 male Americans are in prison, and 1 out of like 8 black Americans is in prison. Black males. And the thing is the drug laws are used disproportionately against minorities. If you look at drug use across different populations, it's more or less the same. But if you look at the amount of minorities that are in prison on drug charges, usually nonviolent offenses, it's staggering.
Wow. Good points. And so what's your take on this whole molestation thing?
Well, as far as the molestation thing, the people need to understand that it doesn't matter what kind of big mama government you're going to have. You need to watch out for yours.
Right.
I don't leave my kids with nobody that I don't trust. You know, and that's It's sad to say that that's how it has to be, but that's the facts of the matter. Is this isn't heaven. If we were in heaven, then we wouldn't have to worry about things.
10-4.
This is life, and it's a test.
All right,
You know, you got to raise your kids to be aware. You got to raise your kids to yell and scream and not believe a lie.
There you go.
You know, tell them from the moment they can understand it that if somebody tries to tell you don't tell your daddy, that's when you tell your daddy.
That's right.